How to make a REST API in Spring Boot. My name is Ian, welcome to Code Gear. Let's get going. The easiest way to get started is to use the Spring initializer. Head on over to start.spring.io. Here we're going to use a Maven project, Java 3.2.3, and here you can set your group, artifact, name, description, and package. We're going to be using jars and Java 17. Here we're going to pick our dependency. We want Spring Reactive Web. This is the framework for building reactive web applications. Hit generate and your project will download. Here we're going to be using Visual Studio Code. Go ahead and open your project. Once your project is open, we're going to need a few extensions. Go ahead and search for Spring Boot. We want to get Spring Boot Dashboard and Spring Boot Tools. Let's go ahead and dive into the folders. Here you'll see the default demo application, Java. This can stay where it is. Go ahead and create a new folder so we can get organized. Create a controller folder. Now create a new file. We'll just call this demo controller. Here's where we'll set up our REST API endpoints. As always, we'll start with hello world. We're going to need a few annotations first. Go ahead and put in the REST controller and your request mapping. The request mapping allows us to define an entry path. This endpoint will be a GET. Let's go ahead and put in the GET mapping annotation as well as the function that returns our hello world. Notice we're returning a mono here. This is reactive development. You should see your Spring Boot dashboard on the left-hand side. Go ahead and open that. Click on the debug button. You should see your application start up and it'll be loaded on the default port 8080. We're done here. Let's jump on over and take a look at making a request to this endpoint. For our testing, we're going to be using Postman. Go ahead and create a default request. Make it a GET. Here, we're going to call localhost port 8080/API. By hitting send, it'll make a request to our endpoint and we get our hello world back. Happy coding, my friends.